Hi guys, it's Ray here from Man City Fan TV. Well, I'm going to give a review of that, I think, pretty poor performance in the draw against Lyon, 2-2 at the end of the day. We were very lucky. I mean, if we'd lost that game, we'd have dropped down to second in the group and was obviously going to qualify. But then we potentially could have finished second in the group at the end of the group, and we could have played a group winner somewhere, and that would have been a terrible situation to be in, considering this group. I mean, it is, let's be quite honest, it should be an easy group. Now, today's game, I mean, I said before the game, and I said before the game in Manchester, that the only way Lyon could get anything from these games against City is that they'd have to play really, really well, play out of their skins, and City would have to play poorly. And guess what? That happened in Manchester, and it happened again tonight. Lyon played out of their skins. Some standout performances, I think, from Tanguy and Ndombele, especially. But again, City played poorly. Now it's going to be a combination of the fact that Lyon played well, and that caused City problems, but also I think we didn't play well enough. Some sloppy play, some lazy play. You know, looking at that first half, Lyon changed it around a bit. I think in Manchester they were more at it in a defensive way. They were relying on the counter attacks. That was their plan. And this time round, they started off the first, I think, 15 or 20 minutes right on the front foot, pressing generally really high, causing us a few problems. They had a few half chances early on. We got away with them, and but they always seem to have space. They always seem to have space in between the lines, so to speak. There's always a guy free, and as the first half developed, that fella Mendy down the left, he got more into the game. Fekir was in the game, and Ndombele, as I said, he was probably the man of the match. He was bossing it in midfield. Their defence didn't have any problems. I don't know, you know, Aguero's running around a lot. He's going out wide. He's coming deep. But he's not scoring goals away from home. Mahrez and Sane, for me, were poor. Mahrez was dreadful, in my opinion. You know, he didn't do enough. He didn't do much at all. He didn't want to take people on, or, you know, his passing was poor. Some of his crossing was abysmal. Sane was giving the ball away. You know, I just don't know what happened. Is it complacency again? Have we changed a bit too much? Did we change the personnel? Did we change the style? Did we change our structure? Did we change our system? The way things are going? You know, I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but it just, you know, I can't think of anything more than some lackadaisical play, some laziness. You know, is it complacency again? You know, did we think, you know, Lyon got lucky last time, we just have to turn up and win? You can't do that. You can't go out there with that attitude. As I said, we were lucky. You know, we didn't deserve anything from that game. That's my opinion. They had so many good chances, especially in the first half. That Cornet fella, he had some good chances, open goals. Memphis Depay missed an open goal. Cornet missed at least one open goal. He hit the crossbar, you know, joining of the junction of the crossbar and the post. You know, we could have been 3-0 down at our time. You know, maybe we had one decent chance from a counter attack. I think when Depay missed his open goal. And we could have, we probably should have scored there, but we could have been 3-0 or 3-1 down at half time. Our defence, I'm sorry, you know, down the flanks, it seemed poor. Laporte, I think he had a good game actually. He saved us quite a few times, but overall, you know, it was very disappointing. I've got to say the atmosphere seemed pretty decent. The guy banging the drum most of the way through the game. You probably had a decent amount of the crowd singing and chanting away, and then at times others would join in. So it's a nice atmosphere, as my mate in Lyon said it would be. He said it'd be a great atmosphere. It might put City under pressure. It shouldn't put City under pressure. It can probably spur on the home team, but it shouldn't really have a negative impact on quality players. So moving on into the second half, I think actually City started the second half quite well. and then they were hit with a sucker punch. Great goal by Cornet, fantastic goal. But we were sloppy again. You know, they had this free kick, and we had, I think, 2 players just jogged away from it. Now, normally, I mean, you can say it's dark arts or whatever you want to call it. Normally, we'd have had somebody standing over the ball, wouldn't let them take that free kick early, but we didn't, and they got it out early. And we, you know, our defence were just jogging around. They weren't really marking tight enough, or they weren't aware of what was about to happen, and we got caught out. I mean, you know, give Cornet his due. It was a great finish, and you can't take anything away from him. Having said that, after that, we did step it up. We did step it up, and we started to take control of the game, and we got our equaliser. I think you could argue from a little bit of pressure, was it deserved? I'm not so sure. What I will say, it was a great cross from Sterling, and I actually expected wide on the right, Mahrez to take it with the in-swinger rather than Sterling with the out-swinger. But Mahrez had just done a lousy cross a minute or 2 before. Really abysmal, very poor. And yeah, as I said, I think he had a terrible game. And so it was a great cross from Sterling, little knock on. And Laporte comes steaming in with a great header. Fantastic finish. And for Laporte anyway, well deserved. So we got level, but you know, we still didn't want to pick their players up. We were always leaving someone free between the lines. And then Lyon were playing more counter-attacking then. You know, like the commentator said, it looked like they were tiring. I mean, City, you know, we had a lot of possession, so we were dragging them around a bit. And then they changed their strategy again, and they went into more counter-attacking mode. And they were very dangerous on the counter-attack. And once again, it proved that way. And Ndombele, he shouldn't have been able to pass through 2 of our midfielders. You know, they weren't aware of what was going on behind them. There's a man standing free, and Ndombele's easy pass really cut them out of the game. Another pass later, and Cornet's there, and he shoots and scores. A nice touch from Cornet, taking it away from Laporte. I mean, you know, give Laporte his due. He was there. He tried to recover the situation, but he couldn't, and Cornet put it away. You know, it was so frustrating. I was watching it, and I was just wondering why we're leaving men free. You know, we weren't pressing as much as well, and why we had 2 men pressing Ndombele and leaving a man free, I just don't know. And time again in the game, Ndombele would get the ball with his back towards our goal. I mean, even in their half mainly, he was receiving the ball and he was spinning our players. And I just couldn't believe it. He was doing it time and time again. It was just far too easy, and we just let him get away with it. I just don't understand that, how we just couldn't learn. But you know, just 2 minutes after Cornet's second goal, we got lucky again, and we got our equaliser. So there's a corner from Mahrez, put into the mix, and for whatever reason, Sergio Aguero, one of the smaller players on the pitch, got his head to the ball and just deft touch right into the corner. Probably the only place he could have put it. I think earlier on he had a chance where he'd headed it too near the keeper when I think he should have scored. I mean, if he put it in the corner, I probably expected him to score. But at least he got his goal, and our saviour once again is Sergio Aguero. Got us back to 2-2. All in all, disappointing, very disappointing performance. I've got to say I hate that kit. I absolutely despise and loathe that kit. It makes me want to throw up. It's horrible, horrible, horrible. I just wish we'd not play with it anymore. And the last thing I want to say, Phil Foden came on right at the death in injury time. He got about a minute on the pitch. I want to say that, you know, at the start, when the lineup was announced, a lot of people were expecting and hoping Foden would play. Andy got it right. He said he expected Mahrez to start, and he did. And he had people on TalkSport having a go again, thinking, should Phil Foden leave? I mean, this was an ideal game for him to play. Natalie Sawyer said, you know, should he be looking at leaving, you know, to get game time? What an absolute load of rubbish. You know, this was an important game. If City had lost this game, they'd have been second in the group. It's that important. And let's be quite honest. You know, Phil's time will come. Pep is being pragmatic. He's playing his, let's say, his more established players. I mean, they may not have performed, but he's picking his more established players first. And Phil's time will come. You know, he wants to be here. He loves the club. This is his boyhood club, and no amount of rubbish in the press or the media, you know, idiots on TalkSport, are going to change that. He's not going to be leaving at the end of the season. So I don't know why they don't just shut up. They always seem to think they're right. They've got this agenda, you know, criticising just for, you know, for criticism's sake, just to be shocking and you know, and no doubt they'll get City fans irate and angry, ringing them up and calling them on their 0871 number, paying them money to make a call. That's what it's all about for TalkSport. So, you know, I don't get it why City fans call in. You know, yes, we can get wound up for this unreasonable criticism, but hey guys, we shouldn't let it get to us. So all in all, 2-2, we were lucky. I'll say it again. I don't think we deserved anything from this game. We should have been, I mean, I think Lyon could have scored 5 or 6 goals tonight, and that is what we should take away. It should worry us. You know, West Ham had some decent opportunities at the weekend. They were just not clinical enough. And tonight, Lyon were a little bit more clinical than West Ham were at the weekend. So we take it. You know, we've got to, I think, get something in the last game to confirm ourselves as group winners. I think we're only 3 points ahead of Lyon, so we've got to go out there and at least get a draw against Hoffenheim. So whereas I can see some changes, I don't think we should be making wholesale changes because, you know, we've cocked up a little bit. We should have been top in our group quite comfortably, but these 2 games against Lyon have cost us. And, you know, if we'd got one better result, like a draw over in Manchester, for instance, then we could have played anybody we wanted because the result wouldn't have mattered against Hoffenheim. Now it does. I think we've got to put some decent players out. I'll repeat my man of the match. I think it was Tongi Ndombele. I think he was box to box, some good passing, good tackles, some good, you know, powerful, pacey runs. Reminds me a little bit of Yaya. You know, he's got a fair bit to do to get up to Yaya in his pomp. But the guy's got talent. He's got the potential. He's only 21 years old. He's going to get better and better and better. Is he worth 70 million? Who knows in this crazy market. For City, who are our best players, I think Laporte had a pretty good game. He saved us a few times. He read the game pretty well. Great goal that he scored. I think David Silva, as always, silky smooth. I think Sterling did all right. I think I prefer him out wide, like he was when Delph came on. I actually thought Delph played all right, and I preferred it when Delph was on the pitch. As I said, Sterling I think played okay. He was always trying to do something, trying to threaten. All right, might not come off, but he was trying things, and he was scaring them. They were worried about Raheem Sterling. But hey, we take it, we get that win, and we move on to Bournemouth. Guys, it'd be great if you could subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon so you're notified as soon as new videos come out. And if you're with us at Bournemouth, come up and say hi. We're normally around the Blue Moon Cafe, Summerbays, or behind the club shop. Come up and say hello, get your views and opinions across to other City fans. See you around, Blues.